Welcome, y'all. Greetings. This is the 2 Cents Pod. I'm Bran.
What's up, y'all? Glad to have y'all. This is Armand.
Yes, sir. And tonight's episode is sponsored by no one because we do not have a sponsor. But we definitely got y'all, the listeners, and we just want to shout y'all out for checking us out since the first episode. You know, maybe you got on in the middle, maybe you're just getting on right now. But we just appreciate the love and, you know, continue following us, and maybe we will get a little support in the future. Before we get off tonight, just want to let y'all know the Facebook page is up, the Twitter page is up, SoundCloud is up. Check for us on SoundCloud at the 2 Cents Pod. And that's the newest addition that we've made to the podcast. Armand, you want to give them a little mathematics for tonight?
It's a little off the cuff, but I give them something real quick. Be yourself. There's so many people I'm talking. I teach 7th grade, so I see, and that's part of it is their age and where they at. You know, so many people want to be somebody else. You know, just be in your lane. If you like video games, or you like drawing, or you like music, just do what you like. Don't try to be no one else. I tell my students all the time. They think it's only 2 types of guys, Urkel and Meek Mill. I'm like, no, listen, if you like this, if you like anime, like it, man, and don't hide it, then, you know, be about it, you know what I'm saying? So always be who you are and do what you like. Try to impress yourself and don't try to follow nobody else or impress anyone else. I know we all adults, so this really don't apply to us, but, you know, just for those out there that's trying to be somebody else.
Word up, put you in the spot. Nice. Hey, man, so we're going to get down with business. We're reviewing 1997, the year in hip-hop. And, you know, going to introduce some guests we got on tonight. We got a return guest, Zoe. Y'all know him from, you know, many podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on? Zoe here. You know, Blessings and Brothers again. Always a pleasure to see what's good with this 97 review.
And we got my man, my mellow, you know, been down for a minute. You know what I mean? My homie Kev.
What's going on? You know, appreciate you guys having me in on this. I'm a consummate fan of hip-hop. And, you know, what I do for a living is probably as far away from hip-hop as possible in finance. But there's hip-hop heads everywhere. So represent from the nerds of hip-hop. Let's go.
That's right. Without further ado, man, we can get down with this. So I just want to ask everybody, you know, what's pretty much your first impression of 1997? You know, your first takeaway thought from this year in hip hop. And you know, it goes to everybody.
I'll hit it up first. I think 97 for me was like, that was the year. I mean, of course, Pac, you know, was gone 96, but 6 months later, you had Big being gone. So yeah, you're pretty much your icons gone and, you know, forgotten. And not only that, to me, if you look at 97, that was almost like the year of the double albums. I mean, Life After Death, Wu-Tang Forever, Pac, Are You Still Down, Bone, Art of War. So a lot of double albums were dropping around that time, and then a lot of money. I mean, definitely wasn't. I mean, you were in the business making money, especially. I mean, we were in the downloads then.
Right.
And then, of course, when we look at, I mean, starting to see the slowdown of the East-West Coast beef that the media hyped up so much and that we start feeding off of. You start seeing that starting to die down, and saying people say, you know, we got to start having fun again, which you start seeing with the beginning of the Jiggy era with Puff. And then you're starting to see a lot of the independent movements with not only No Limit, because that was already there, but now with Cash Money Records now. Right. So you know, starting to bubble up.
Yeah, I follow you, Zoe. To me, my first impression was it was kind of like, to me, probably the most different year out of any year in hip hop, because you had like very jiggy. This was the jiggy era, but then you also had the emergence of like very, very underground stuff, like Raucous Records, and you know, because like, you know, in the 80s and the early 90s, there was really no like underground, because hip hop was kind of still in this like true school element. So, you know, 95, 96 comes around, a lot of money, a lot of corporate, a lot of budgets happening. So 97 was kind of like you had this resistance, you know, of going against the commercial, but then you had it was super duper commercial on another standpoint. So that's my takeaway.
I'll say this: in '97, we were what? We were around 13, something like that,
Middle
right?
school, yep.
Junior high.
So at 13 is, I think, where you're moving away from music that is given to you, right? So I have to listen to what my parents listen to in the car. I have to listen to, what anyone older than me is listening to kind of building my own thoughts and impressions around the music of now, right? So in 97 is kind of where I think a lot of us at that age, at 13, formed our what would become a foundation to how we think about hip-hop going forward, right? And 97 was also the dawn of the shiny suit, right? It was very, very jiggy, you know what I'm saying? Very, very much more puffy than it was DMX, even though we did have Wu-Tang come out that year. So to me, it represented, hip-hop as a party, hip-hop as this isn't always just a statement of our economy and lifestyle. This is a statement of how we have fun, how we enjoy ourselves and lose ourselves to some degree in the music. I think once we got older, we became more complex and saw some more of those things that were more political. But in 97, as a 13-year-old, I just wanted to dance.
as I spoke as a true fan of Diddy. You know what I mean? But yeah, before you go, Armand, I can kind of second that thought. And I guess it's like Chain Reaction, because where stuff was like really hardcore in like 95, 96, and then like Brothers Are Dying now, like in hip hop. So like 97 was kind of like in the reaction, said like, all right, you know what, we just gonna party, have fun. Like we were trying to go the furthest away from that gangster stuff, go gangster culture as we can. Yeah. So I could definitely see.
It's kind of like after the funeral, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
After the funeral, and like you have the like refreshments after, where everybody's like, it's everybody's joking and laughing and trying to find some goodness after we had this tough time where there was so much death.
Right. Yeah. Armand, what you got for us, brother? Yo, you still there, bro? Probably, I'm gonna hang up, call him back. But yeah, so we were just saying that like, the Chain Reaction, how 97 happened with like, it got so gangster that people were actually dying in rap. And 97 was kind of like in response.
It's fork in the road. We're going to go this way. We're going to go in this flashy area. Are we going to go in this jiggy area? Are we going to go into this more independent movement we had with the software chorus?
Right. Yeah, man. As we attempt to get Armand back on the line, whatever.
Yo.
Yeah, brother, you back with us?
Yeah. I just stopped hearing anything.
It's all good. Yeah, man. So we were on you now. Just like your first impressions of '97. What it meant to you.
That was the era of all the shiny suits started. Around that time, that's when I started picking up on it. What made Can't Hold Me Down and all that stuff. When I was never really fond of that type of music, I never really into puff and nothing like that. But I'm realizing that's the era when all the shiny suits started coming out on the pop music and rap.
Yeah, and before we get into our breakdown, I would kind of beg to differ. Like, I mean, rap right now is definitely pop. Drake and Justin Bieber and like a lot of the stuff is infused in hip hop. But 97 was pretty commercial. I mean, like you had Mace did a joint with the Rugrats. Like, that's not pop.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man. And then at the same time, you had like, I was gonna say Poetical Prophets. That's Mobb Deep, but Mos Def, and Ruckus Records and Lyricist Lounge and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So but as we roll to our first question of the review, Who was the biggest upset of '97 for y'all, man? Either be artist or project. You know, someone who really didn't really bring it to the table like you thought they were going to.
I'll give you one. LL. LL in 1997 came out with Phenomenon.
Oh yeah.
Right? And that's following up. I think All World was before that, and Mr. Smith was before that.
Breakfast.
So you had I think that's the record that had like My Head Is Like a Shark Fin and all types of like garbage. But even though that album to me was garbage, you still had one of the best songs of the year in 4321. 4321, showcased. It was what brought Cannabis out after he kind of beat up on Cannabis. You had DMX out there killing him. So I gotta give it to LL. LL was worst album of the year to me. Phenomenon.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. I mean, I guess it's saying Smith because it was on my mind.
I went back to this album because I knew we were doing this. And I listened to Phenomenon. It was even terrible. Now it's worse now than it was then.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me go back and really. Maybe it wasn't that bad. It's terrible, man. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Stinker.
But I mean, his music before that was okay. You know what I'm saying? He had like Big Old Butt and Loungin' and Hey Love and all that stuff. Yeah. That was good. Backseat of my Jeep.
Doing it,
Doing it, all that good stuff. And then you come out with this just piece of trash.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
2 thumbs down.
Yeah, it was bad.
You go.
Yeah, I'll go. For me, man, Busta Rhymes had an artist under his Flip Mode platform.
Oh, Rampage.
Yeah.
I forgot he came out here.
I gotta go with Rampage because I'm gonna remind y'all real quick. When Rampage, when this joint came out, it was a tunnel banger. You know what I mean? Hot 97 banger, a street banger, and I was always a Busta fan. So I was waiting for him to come out. When he come in with this Wild for the Night joint, I know you remember this, Armand. And then the album dropped though.
I wasn't really a big fan of them dudes.
Okay. I mean, I just love Busta. You know what I mean? And then I'm just following whatever. At that time, to me, Busta just had it. And anything he was touching, he was just giving off radiation. And he was just hitting the hot. And Rampage album just did not do it for me. It was terrible. And looking back on it, he really didn't have that much lyrical skill. Or as a kid, just being hype on him and Busta, all right, I'm waiting for this joint to come out. And it didn't do anything at all. So my stinker is Rampage, his whole career, pretty much.
We all should love the Philly now.
He did. Oh, he was a taxi driver in Philly for a minute.
Oh, what?
I say Rampage. Years later, right? Years after this, I got a story about Rampage. I was in a record store.
Work for Universal?
Yeah. When I was working for the company, I was in a record store, and just like in the regular CD section, right? And who do I see but Rampage, right? And Rampage comes in, and in that record store, it's just like any Blockbuster or anything like that. They had a porn section. Rampage goes straight to the porn section, and I start talking to him. Yo, Rampage, what's going on? Blah 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 blah. We're from Universal. And he just starts talking about the porn like he's talking about wine. Big Booty 7. Big Booty 7 was alright, but I feel like some of the girls was acting fake in that. Big Booty 9, they was loving it. So Rampage, little known fact, is a pervert. No disrespect, Rampage. Everybody got their different strokes, different folks.
Kev, if you want to enlighten the folks on your time in hip hop though, as a intern and you work in hip hop.
Yeah. So I work for a couple of music companies. I worked for Sony Music for a year, and this was the year of I know Beyonce came out that year. I forget which one.
Ludacris, right? Ludacris too.
Yeah. Ludacris was on Universal. So I know I forget the dude's name, Jamaican dude.
Beanie Man?
No, Sean Paul. Sean Paul came out that year too. So my job was the college rep, and as the college rep, it's my job that when you come into town, I take you to all the college